The only thing I saw when I tabbed over was your elbow sticking off the side of the camera. That's what you get for setting your source to your camera, I guess. Oh no. I would normally be talking here to, like keep the dead air at bay, but I am also eating my dinner at the moment, so you guys get to just like vibe with the music. You are very close to the screen. All right, so now that we've gotten the requisite like large amounts of fucking technical difficulties out of the way, uh, how have you been the past couple of weeks? It's been 3 weeks since we did one of these. I literally don't even remember what like the reason why we didn't do it the first week is anymore. Oh wait, no, never mind. I just remembered. There we go. A dog died. That's it. I think. Or was that last week? I don't fucking remember. I hate having a bad memory. It's so awful. Um, yeah, I don't know. But whatever. How have you been? I don't fucking know, dude. All I know is that we haven't been live on Weeb Wednesday for we got a browser source up now for a while, and part of it is because my health is bad, and part of it is because like one of the animals I lived with died. So I thought it was gonna take me like the months to get used to like not having that dog just like in the in the corners and everything, but I've already forgotten. Blessing and a curse, I guess. I don't know. Um, very cyberpunk street, I think. This is the first time you've used that, isn't it? Because you showed it to me in the DMs, but I would like to do that, but it honestly sounds like a massive pain in the ass. I just don't have the energy for it right now. Like one day, I will have the energy to make it happen. Either that, or I'll do it piecemeal over the course of like months. But until then, I'm just gonna sit here and suck on Windows. Yeah, which like it's perfectly understandable because like Windows is kind of fucking like hot garbage now. It's fucking awful. I have no idea what that is. No, fair enough. Oh, by the way, you might want to go into your channel and like delete the VOD before you forget. Okay, you don't leave VODs at all? I thought that was on by default, but maybe I've just been doing it for so long that it used to be. Well, I mean, I've been streaming for like 6 or 7 years now, so off and on, of course. There were a couple of years in there where I didn't at all, but it's been a while. I don't know what the back end of Twitch looks like anymore. I don't even open up my analytics page anymore and fucking whatever. I just check occasionally to see if like they're gonna send me money anytime soon. No, no, they're not. Twitch, you fucking bastards, give me your money. Yeah, fair enough. I I am so inexpressive, like 98% of the time that I don't think I can even like force myself to make an expression varied enough for something like that. I mean, I can do like most of the shit, but like sticking out my tongues and puffing cheeks, like I just don't think that like I can do it enough for that for the weird ones. That's fair, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, I suppose. I did always used to like be told that I have a very impressive like eyebrow raise. And I remember explaining it to someone at one point, but basically what you do to get like really good eyebrow movement is whenever you raise one eyebrow, you pull the other down to make it look like there's a much bigger gap. Like that you move the one eyebrow up a lot more. And it's not actually what's happened. Yep. Ember, shut the fuck up. Cat. Yeah. Which I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing that in motion. Not that I really remember what the new version looks like, but that's look, I got a bad brain, okay? Yeah, I remember it being no, never mind. I don't remember that. I was gonna say something about the clothes, but I don't actually remember the clothes now that I think about it. Well, it's fine. Yeah, there's Uh, it's just like a relatively simple model, honestly. I mean, good work, but also simple. Yeah, that's fair. Like one thing that I remember having, which this wasn't specifically a Windows thing, but like there was a basically a mod for Windows that I had, uh, and it let me do tabs on my just like Windows Explorer the same way that you do it with with your browser. Which I missed that, but like last time I looked, at least Windows had made an update that basically made it so that you couldn't do that with third party programs, or of the one that was actually out anyway. I think that's what it what it was, but like some update fucking broke it. And then for a while there wasn't an alternative. Maybe there is now, but I fucking haven't looked. Haven't thought about it. Yeah. Was there a patch or something maybe? That probably fixed it, honestly. Because that didn't seem like an OS thing. Like that definitely seemed like a driver or just like a bug in the program. It was all I remember about it is that it was a forested section. Yeah, Discord is. I wish programs would stop shitting themselves. I really wish they would because, like, at this point, I'm gonna have to fucking save like multiple fucking DMs in like my entire server as text files somewhere using it like a bot crawler to keep my notes. Yeah, like the play by posts, all of those. Like I'm gonna have to keep those somehow so that like whenever we do continue them, whether it's on this fucking program or not, like we actually have the history of shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it either. I just yeah, I mean, that's true. Although, to an extent, I can actually understand that. Shut up, cat. Because, like, I get it, you want resources for yourself, whatever it may be. Like, you want the money for yourself, you want the resources for yourself. I get that, mostly. May not agree with it, but I get it for the most part. Yeah. Yeah, like it's always like short-term games with these people. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like that part at least it doesn't make any sense. Like I get the whole like I want the resource for myself thing. Like believe me, I understand that. I'm a selfish motherfucker. Um but yeah. Yeah, which is just fucking ridiculous to be honest. I the world is vast indeed. And they don't care about it either. Like all they want is money. And like that's one of the things that I always like point to for like when I'm having an argument with a fucking capitalist when they're just like, oh yeah, the way you make money is by making a good product. I'm like, no, no, it's not. The way you make money is by cheating people and lying to them constantly, all the time. And you might say, oh, but that's illegal. Yeah, but they don't fucking care. Yeah, agony. Capitalism, not even once. Just like stay the fuck away from it. Anyway, what else have you been up to in the last couple of weeks? Yeah, that's fair. I haven't gotten past like fucking chapter 20 or whatever. I just keep forgetting about that tab. I tend to do that. I forget about things all the time. Standard operations, honestly. Last I remember, that's about how many chapters there were or so. Oh no, what happened? Did a lot more get uploaded immediately, or yeah, am I just misremembering? Oh gods. All right. Yeah, fair enough. Well, we'll see if that ever becomes a thing. if I ever actually like read it. Yeah, well, a murder lesbian at least. I don't know if there's more, but that's neat. The world does need more murder lesbians, to be honest. You may think I'm taking the piss with that, dear viewer. I am not. We need more murderous gays. Yeah, that's accurate. Well, I don't know about that because like it is a trope for there to be like the exploitative lesbian character. But like this character is not quite that kind of guided by libido, though. She's more just like a it's hard to describe her, honestly. Maybe Helsing Abridged, Alucard. Her design is very reminiscent of like Alucard in general, but I don't think her by herself is like classic Alucard, you know? Oh yeah, absolutely. I do remember that at least from like the Murder Maid. The Murder Maid definitely like can tell. He self leashed, I guess, though, is the thing. Like it was her idea, but also like what the fuck? And it was her idea to do that to herself. So that's what I mean. Like self leash. She did it to herself, like on purpose, knowingly. A fucking weirdo. I gotta wonder, like, if there actually is anything explicitly supernatural in that setting, though, because like shit that like the characters do is just wild. I don't remember them, but I do remember like I remember them showing up, but I don't remember them like I don't actually remember them. You know, yeah, that's fair. Uh, not actually all that much. I've just been playing Salt and Sanctuary and Salt and Sacrifice a lot. I I started playing Salt and Sacrifice with Nate on tag team Tuesdays, like I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, this week was the second week, and that got me wanting to play Salt and Sacrifice again. So I have dumped like fucking 60 hours into that for over the course of 2 weeks. I've been trying occasionally to get work done too, but brain. I haven't even actually caught up on some of the anime. Um, I did watch another episode of Country Bumpkin Swordsmaster bullshit. Um, it's still like actually like deeply upsetting me. Like, why did they choose to adapt the web novel and not like the manga? I don't know. The manga is so much better in like every conceivable way. Like I mean, I've sent you like panels from the manga. You've seen like how good the like fight choreography is in it. It's genuinely fantastic, but they just didn't do that. None of it. And it's very upsetting. They so some of the characters as well, they were fleshed out much more in the manga and given like actual personalities, fighting styles, so on and so forth. Like their own unique fighting styles, their own reasons for doing what they're doing, and like yeah, they may be villains, but like they're actual characters now, and not this is an obstacle, you know. And that's just they just don't have that in the anime. Like it feels like because I read the manga first before watching the anime, it feels like I've like watched a whole bunch of very awesome characters get fucking flattened. And I know that's not what's happening. I know that like the manga expanded those characters and that's why they had so much in them, but it still feels like that, you know? Like and not only that, but Barrel's swordsmanship in the manga is leagues better than in the anime. Like, of course, like I haven't read the original novel, so I can't like compare and contrast like how it's depicted in the novel versus how it's depicted in the manga and how it's depicted in the anime. But if it's accurately adapting the novel into the anime, the person who was like hired to do the fucking manga is a fucking god. Because oh, there's so much anime bullshit in the fighting that Beryl does in the anime, but that's just not there in the manga. Which, like, I'm gonna move on from this here in a second, so I'm not spending like an entire hour just ranting about this because this is one of my passions. Sword fight, like Hema, is one of my passions. So just know that. It's actually conceivable that he is an expert sword fighter in the manga. Maybe not like, master, but that's fine. Like expecting an artist to study um martial arts enough to accurately depict a true master in masterful form. And that would take like decades by itself, just studying the martial art like that. Like you would essentially have to become a master, at least in theory, in martial theory, yourself before you could accurately depict that. So fine. I don't expect him to actually be a master swordsman, but like I do expect him to actually be fucking good at it. And he is in the manga, and he's not in the anime, and it pisses me off. Yeah, like you would have to somehow borrow that expertise, like, or you'd have to somehow have access to that expertise, whether you through yourself or through someone else looking at your paneling and your storyboards and going, okay, this is not how you would do that particular movement. Doing this will get you fucking killed. Yeah, like you're fighting a griffin, let's say, because that's actually a thing that happens in the story. It's like Beryl fights a griffin, and the anime is just not great about it. But like, please go read the manga. It's amazing. All right, just fuck. Like we could have like the reason why this is so disappointing to me isn't because like I'm personally invested in a backwater swordsmaster. Because I'm not. Like the manga isn't going anywhere. It's a disappointing adaptation, but that doesn't matter. The original thing that I liked is still there and still being made. It's cool. So that's not what I'm upset about. What I'm upset about here is the fact that this is going to flop so fucking hard because they just adapted the wrong source material, the wrong version of the source material, and then didn't like update the like how he actually fights with like an actual someone who actually knows what the fuck they're doing on tap. Uh, so we could have gotten a trend of fantasy anime where the action is actually done with real martial arts. We could have gotten that, but because it's going to flop, we're not going to get that anymore because capitalists are gonna fucking capitalist. God damn it. They're gonna look at that failure and they're not gonna look at the why and they're just gonna say, hey, this is fucked up and shitty, so don't do that anymore. This made no money. But like the reason it made no money is because like everyone looked at it and went, yo, the action is shit. It's deeply upsetting to me. And like that capitalist is gonna capitalist thing. That exact reason is also why we're not gonna get any more kingdoms of Amalur or any like we're not gonna get any more tyranny either. We're not gonna get any like at least for a long time anyway. We're not gonna get any anime where like the fucking martial arts are actually real martial arts because they could have just taken the manga panels and used that as their storyboarding for the animation because that's how fucking good the manga panels are. The it's incredible. Like you could just do the connecting frames and then it's just perfect martial arts, and it looks good. Damn it! I'm upset about this. I actually stopped everything that I was doing just specifically to be mad about this for 3 minutes. Fuck. I was like, I watched the first two episodes and went, okay, they could probably maybe do something pretty good with this. I don't expect the action to be as good as in the manga, but in the same ballpark would be fine. And I even talked about it on these Wednesdays. Oh, damn it! Instead, what we got is a lackluster fantasy with like ass world building and a whole bunch of young women crushing on like a dude in his 50s. That's what we got instead. Like we could have had like something so much more with good characters, interesting storylines. Like the characters have good motivations, they're skilled and capable in all of their like each in their own rights. The fucking like all the characters, even like good and bad, like on Barrel's side and on any villain sides, all had unique fighting styles with their own personal quirks that are exploited and shored up and so on and so forth throughout the entire story. And the fuck, like the one bad thing about the manga is that like there's still like the young women crushing on the 50-year-old. That's the one bad thing. Everything else is great. Fuck. Whatever. Anyway, aside from that, dear viewer, you may not know this, but Malice certainly does. I'm currently playing Sultan Sanctuary in the background. While we're doing this podcast, I'm running along the fucking what's it called? The Storm Keep, the Storm Castle, some shit like that. I'm about to go fight the worm on the top of the castle. So, oh yeah, I absolutely am. That's what I meant when I said I stopped everything I was doing. Like I literally just stopped on the top of the castle, stood there and ranted for a couple of minutes. I'm deeply upset by this turn of events. Okay. But anyway, yeah, let's get to we should probably get to Be Hero X at some fucking point. Yeah, so I think I'm right, and I know you still think that Lucky Cyan is gonna be like the last little bit there before we get back to Lin. But I'm still thinking that we're gonna get the rest of the heroes too. But anyhow, 6 and 7, episode 6 and 7 for focused on Easel, or at least the new Easel, uh, as we were talking about before. Our buddy, our friend, our boy is becoming Easel by just basically just being a hero. He's doing hero things. Ow. Yeah, he's more of a hero, or at least that's the idea. Um, I should have skimmed through episode 5 so I can like vaguely recall what happened at the end. My cats just knocked their food bowl off the table. Hold on, you continue the fucking thing while I this. Stop it. Move. Yeah, yeah, that's right, because he broke his fucking gauntlet to purposefully tase that guy, and now he has actual lightning powers. Which, like, good for him. So I've got to say, like, I don't think that was thought through too much by the writers, because most people in this setting apparently have at least two or three people on their trust value, and they can't do this kind of thing, but this guy does with the one. So I don't know. Doesn't seem right to me, but sure. Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, he does even say at one point that he likes him more too, right? I do recall that. But anyhow, which it doesn't seem like the old Esol even gives a singular shit about it. Which fair, old man. I get you. I understand. I don't think I would care very much either, to be honest. We'll get to that, but also like at the when we do get to that part, it does seem like even then he doesn't care. His name, yeah. Well, it's just gonna have to fucking deal. This is the life of a streamer. Let's see. Yeah, it's not really chugging. I mean, there's some twitchy stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's because of like how the camera is like picking up your information. Which I've seen similar problems with other people's the fucking VTuber avatars. So it's not a that's not a Linux thing. Yeah, his manager keeps like bitching at him to like pay attention to certain things, and he just keeps going, "Nah, I don't give a shit." Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe we'll get more like in flashbacks or something like that later, but for now, like all we got is just that this dude seems uncaring or apathetic about his trust value. Maybe, but like the vibe I got from him was more like he was exhausted and old, you know? And like seeing him without his armor on also like shit goes to show like exactly how much bullshit he's been through too, because he is heavily damaged. His body is fucked up. Yeah, which of course he fucking wasn't. Yeah, I'm just saying, like this character specifically was not. Yeah, which is weird. Just because it's not weird. Like I don't think this would ever happen, but it's just weird that like the orphanage director and like none of the other kids at the like orphanage or anything like this like would trust him like at all. It just seems odd to me. Like this, it feels like yeah, but I think the uncle in that was not literally his uncle, but more like just being like yeah, because like in a lot of cultures, like you call like people who are older than you like uncle or auntie, which I think I'm pretty sure China is one of those. Yeah. And for whatever reason, Yang Chao was like wearing the helmet and the glove. I guess he was probably like testing like some of the functions or whatever. Uh, so the assassin mistakes him for our boy. Just shoots him right in the fucking face. I was kind of hoping that like maybe the helmet would have saved his life, but nope. He's just fucking dead. Did not get to see a bullet hole though. There was just a lot of blood. Yeah, like for probably obvious reasons. Someone who was probably a friend, probably did seem to be like a love rival as well, but yeah, whatever. He was also like generally good. Like I thought for a minute there that maybe Yang Xiao had done the kidnapping, but no. Like it still could have gone that way because in real life there are fucking loose ends all the time, right? Like real life is not stories. Yeah, it's very weird when that happens for a narrative, right? Which it still could have done that because like maybe that weirdness was kind of the point. It's something that I would do anyway, but not in this case because most writers are not me. Yes. Yeah, he does start to spiral. It's like it's probably the first time he's ever like fucking saw someone die. When was the first time? Oh right, yeah. That's why he looked up to Isol. That's right. That's right. I remember now. For an exhibition match or some shit like that. Supposedly an exhibition match, which is kind of fucked up. Which I don't know why he would be. Like none of the information that like Enlighter gave him. That's something that we actually forgot to say. Like during the mock trial that the manager tried to get the dude to go to. Um, Sheng Chao. There we go. Somehow managed to get fucking Enlighter because this is before the stuff with Lin Ling happens. Obviously, of course, this is like 10 years or whatever. I don't remember, but it's some amount of time before. Um, Inlighter shows up and starts investigating this as well. But none of the information that Inlighter gives our boy even comes close to implying that Eastol is involved. Yeah, it's just there is that, but like one of the things that I would have done has been like, hey, Inlighter, look into this like a lot more. Cause like if if fucking Esol is connected to this, you're like one of the people that would actually want to know, right? Like that's your thing. You look into this instead of like immediately setting up a fucking like duel with this guy, a more experienced hero and shit, you know? Like, sure, yeah, let me go duel this guy. It was a fucking cool shit fight though. I'll give it that much. Yeah, I can't remember the fucking girl's name that's his love interest, but I I wish I could remember her name, but I am awful with Chinese and Korean names, all right? Mostly because I haven't gotten that far in like reading and everything, you know? Like I haven't read enough to for it to be a thing in my brain yet. And I've been watching anime since I was like fucking 10 or some shit. Like literally watching fucking um Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho and shit like that on Adult Swim as a kid. So like that, like at least like Japanese style names is in my brain, but not yet for Chinese or Korean. I'm trying. All right, multiple times already. Yeah, what do you want, Amber? Honestly, like what this kid really needed is like someone to sit there and be like, "Hey, you don't know that it's Esol that did this, or part of his management team, or anything. You don't know. You don't have any evidence. All you have is a motive, fucker. Think about it more, little shit." But of course, she doesn't do that. She tries to like appeal to him emotionally, but that's not gonna work with them right now because like he's dude's just like blasted out of his brain. Yeah, which is surprising. Like even if uh our new Esol boy is literally what they call them, just new Esol. Um, even if he is like more powerful than old Esol is far more experienced and actually knows how to use that power. So like I would not put any bets on new Esol there. I'm like Yeah, probably because like we saw that a little bit with Linling, which that's interesting, but also kind of I don't know. I guess it's like tailor made for making cool stories. I guess the is the setting, which is the one that he had tickets for. That he was going to invite what's her name to. She does seem to leave halfway through though, because we get a shot of her seat later, and she's just not there anymore. Yeah, Uncle Rux's name, or at least that's what they call him. All right, Salt and Sanctuary. I'm going to call bullshit on that death, but whatever. Advertising. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He wants to make Esol use his signature move, which is called Lightning Slash. Uh, and it fucking deserves that name, by the way. Um, it genuinely deserves it. He shapes it into a curved blade too by swinging it down with his prosthetic arm. It's cool as shit. It deserves a name. Like if you're gonna put your special names on shit in like a modern day setting, you better fucking have it be that goddamn cool because that shit is awesome. Yeah, and it apparently uses his magnetic shield that he uses all the time. This is why they needed to get him off the defensive, is because like he has a basically like a an automatic shield that'll respond to his power since old Esol seems to use his shit for magnetism. Anyway, it uses the chunks of that shield to basically like direct the lightning. I think that's what's going on at least. Yeah, which I love how like they're doing this exhibit, what's supposed to be an exhibition match, and you know, filming this and sending it live to like as a streaming thing, like the streamed match, and but they're both fucking speedsters. Like the camera is probably just getting nothing but like blue and purple flashes from both their lightning, and that's it. Because these guys are fucking fast. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it in the actual anime until you like start looking at the damage to the arena that's happening as they're just moving around. But these guys are moving quick. I think at one point, around a new Esol's like sprint, when he just like starts taking off, it shatters the arena under his feet as he's running, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's fucking great though. I like it a lot. I feel like maybe we I'd have to rewatch the other episodes again, but I feel like maybe we actually did see a little bit of Uncle Rock earlier on saying shit, and, like, it just slipped our minds. Because like, as soon as it showed him sitting in his chair, like, that low angle that the camera had a low angle on him and, like, only showed his like, the bottom half of his face and, like, what he was saying, I remember that, like, when I saw that, it, like, triggered something in my brain and said, "Hey, you've seen this before." Yeah, which means he lost his fucking arm in the fight. I guess it just immediately cauterized because he got hit by fucking lightning slash, but, that's still gods. And one other thing that I did notice during the fight that I just remembered, no, not during the fight, but, like, during the scene where, like, Isol was getting up out of the ruins of, like, the rubble and everything, the lightning is blue, not purple. It's new Isol. 'Cause, the for I don't know, I guess it's just a way to differentiate them in design. But old Isol and new Isol have different colored lightning. Old Isol has purple and new Isol has blue. It's also interesting how they announce old Isol's death as well. Of course, we already knew that the Hero Commission had a way to remotely monitor people's like trust value. Like they don't need to have like a device on the person on their wrist reading it for them or anything like that. Yeah, their trust value is merging, is what they said. So that confirms the death of one of them, which is weird, but also cool. That's a the fucking fantastic idea. It's fully 2D. Not even a hint of the 3D that we've been seeing, like interspersed throughout everything else. Because like everything else seems to. I think I know why it's in 2D now that I'm thinking about it too. But um, all the other episodes had like the primary be 3D, and then the 2D different styles were saved for big special moments, right? And I think the reasoning is that this is Cyan's past, not her present. I think that's the reason. This is her as a little baby. But it opens with a fucking plane crash, an air accident, air catastrophe, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And there's a very lucky little baby. which is also kind of weird because we do this is probably done for thematic like relevance to the previous episode, but we do see some burned pictures of like autographed pictures of Easel and some Easel merch that are they're all fucked up in the ruins as well. Yeah, I actually like I saw it and I immediately like paused the video and then went back a couple of frames to look at it. We get some reporter. That's who is actually on site. I don't know what his name. I remember his first name. I don't remember the rest of his name. His name is Liu. Yeah, it's a little keychain of a like a Netsuke, but not Netsuke, obviously, because this is fucking China. Um, maybe the same thing and just like a Chinese word for it, but whatever. It's a little keychain thing of Isol's helmet. They got like half burned or half melted or something. Yeah, it's probably made out of plastic, but you know. The autograph comes or not autograph. Photograph comes first and then the fucking keychain. But there's a couple of things like that, and then I think that's when the reporter hears her cry. I did not see that actually. I don't remember that. Hmm. I wonder if I'm misremembering that photo as one of Easel. Okay, yeah, I didn't see the. Yeah, I didn't see the second picture then. Also, I know it's because I'm fucking talking and I'm half distracted, but holy shit, the worm is way harder than I remember. Also, I'm not using any magic at all, so not even divine magic, which I can usually use to minimize the wounding effect, but not this time. I just gotta fucking deal with my HP bar being halfway down, halfway through the fight. That is a feature that I do not miss of Sanctuary and Sacrifice is the wounding effect. The wounding effect fucking sucks. I hate it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Anyway, but yeah, we get some good shots of little Bebe Cyan. She is very cute, and of course, like I know it's because they designed her to be cute. They precision machined her to be as cute as possible. Yeah, she's super cute. I honestly think this is the most I've ever fucking died to the worm. This is pissing me off. But it's fine. Uh, it's mostly just like something for my hands to do while we're talking, so it's fine. Yeah, because of course she does. Like she survived a fucking plane wreck, like unharmed even. She didn't even break any bones. She's just laying there under the rubble. Sorry. Which, like, that part is really weird. Like, that's just straight up some reality warping because what cards are in that pack are predetermined. Just going to the store and picking them out for them, I guess. Yeah, like, it's totally fine and just, like, fun if it's just, like, the kids asking her to, like, pick out cards for them, you know? But, like, once adults start asking her to do, like, literally anything, it's like, "No, no, get the fuck out of here. Fuck off." I think it was, like, buying a new house, I think it was. Yeah, but he fucking takes it anyway because of course he does. Yeah, it's straight up like one of those American, "Cat, if you don't get the fuck off my table right now, you need to stop doing that, cat." Sorry, he was fucking walking right in front of me and sticking his tail in my nose to try and get up on the fucking dresser. He does this all the time, and it's so fucking annoying. I know for like an absolute fact that he can just jump onto the dresser by himself. He doesn't need to use my desk, but he does it anyway. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing. He will jump on my, or he'll walk across in front of my keyboard to jump onto the damn dresser instead. And it's just, it's so fucking infuriating every time. But yeah, like one of those mega churches. Yeah, evangelical fucking. Basically, it's fucking weird and gross and dumb. They even have like her titled as the like sacred maiden, which is fucking. Oh, ow! You're okay, Phoenix. I stood up for a second to pick up the thing that I knocked off the thumping Ember's haunch. Shut up. Sorry. Um, yeah, she's got like a full featureless face mask and everything. It's fucking. It's weird. Yeah, like it's helping people, but it's helping them in a really weird, gross way, right? which I know that, like, her outfit, and, like, mask and everything, it's all, like, precision engineered to get people's trust as much as possible to, like, make them think she's actually sacred, you know? But it's just so weird. Maybe, possibly, maybe. I don't know. But, like, one thing that, like, does weird me out about this specifically is in this setting, people know about trust values. This is like, it's common knowledge. You don't need a specific device or weird ritual to check your trust value. You literally just look at your left wrist. Even like orphaned children know this, right? So how the fuck are the people in the audience actually accepting that she's sacred? Like I want to like crack open their skulls and eat their brains for their knowledge, sort of thing, like to like try and figure out why the fuck they trust her like this. Yeah, it's just but, like, people know they also know that, like, you get reality warping superpowers when you have a high trust value. I don't know, I guess, like, there has to be, like, a pretty large amount of people in that audience going, "You know, I don't believe that she's sacred or whatever, but I do know how trust value works. So, like, if other people trust her that she's got good luck or whatever, that she can bless people by singing like this, then she can." And I guess that would probably count as a trust value point for her. Yeah, is that boy the dragon guy? Because I'm pretty sure Dragon Boy's thing says something about him having really shit luck. But his eye and hair color well, I mean, we've seen that actually change through trust value, so, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's Queen there. I can't believe I didn't mention that during the episode, like, like, as soon as I heard her speech, I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's definitely Queen." I don't know how old she is right now, but that's Queen right there. And then she walks in, and then she's like a fucking 16-year-old. But fucking whatever, I guess. Yeah, and that's apparently her father. Yeah, absolutely not. We got just enough episode and story to know that she doesn't want to be the Sacred Maiden, and that's it. That's all we got. Um, we do get like a lot of really good cyan faces, though. Just some absolutely incredible faces on display. Just genuinely amazing. I wish I like had an easier way of doing it so I could just like show off some of these faces, but they are adorable and awesome. You silence yourself, cat. No, stop yelling at me, fucker. It's not dinner time yet. It's not. I only fed you early yesterday because I was going to sleep early. Fuck off. Yeah. Uh, I'm not really sure what the kid did the night before, but he gave her a marble and told her like that there's a red dot somewhere, and if she threw the marble, if she really does have good luck, she'll definitely hit the red dot. But I didn't see a fucking red dot anywhere, so I think he just fucking lied to her. Or try to at least. Which I think it's interesting like that they're wearing fucking rollerblades to do this. I guess that's one way of being really fast, I suppose. But like, when did she have time to practice with the rollerblades? Because she's not wearing like skates; she's wearing the blades, which are not easy to balance in. I would know, which is just weird and gross because like he does have like some sort of wind or telekinetic power, and he could just use that and be a hero. I guess maybe probably something. Maybe I don't know. Like she's definitely going to be involved in this somehow, of course, because like we've actually seen her on camera and not just mentioned here or there, like we did with Lucky Scion or Cyan, because we didn't actually see her until the the very end of sorry Isol's arc there. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah, and I think part of that, at least for me, she's a really cute kid. Yeah, there's also yeah, yeah. That's good. That is actually great news to hear. Although it wouldn't have been too difficult to move into, like, Ahu's, like, to do it in order, ascending from lowest to highest. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure his is not gonna be super long. Although, watch his be the longest now that I've said that. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, like, I'm eager to see more of this arc of, like, a science backstory. I don't really like, aside from maybe, uh, Queen, I don't really have any guesses as to, like, what character we're gonna see next. But I do like being right about how they're doing everyone's backstories leading up to the bullshit before getting to the bullshit. Yeah, because we also know, or at least we're pretty sure who this Soul is. Why would he do that? And like, I don't see why the older Isolde would either. But like, why would he do that? Yeah, I do remember that, and I remember his outfit design and the design of his arm being the new Isolde version as well. Yeah, but I mean, now that you know that, never. We're going back like next season probably. I think it's going to be season 2 when we finally like catch back up to the modern day. That's my guess, at least. Well, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know how like there's gonna be a fight between these two at all, though. Like the or I mean, I guess these two sides. I don't know that like it really can happen. Yeah, I don't know that the authorities would really do much in this case, to be honest, because like technically that dude does have legal guardianship of them, so they'd be running away. Yeah, it's just like for one thing, you can't actually do anything, at least in the United States. I don't know about the United States and in Europe. I don't know about other places, but you can't actually do anything to a cult until they do something, like something bad. Otherwise, you're sort of fucked. Probably, but I don't know. Probably whether or not that I actually do anything, I don't know. But yeah, on the other hand, he is obviously quite wealthy right now. So I don't know that he wouldn't just pay them money to go away. Yeah. Hmm. Would most of the heroes even care though? Because at least from the reporter half of the storyline, it seems like this is in an era where the heroes are pretty fucking corrupt. Yeah, that that would make things a little difficult. Yeah, yeah, like I don't know, like the reporter's the guy that even brought her there in the first place. Yeah, I don't know that they're going to escape this time, like this first attempt at least. I think that they're probably going to be forced to stay, and they'll have to like get out again later. I think that's probably how it's going to be. That's my guess, at least. And honestly, so far, at least with 2B Hero X, I've been pretty on point with the guesses. Well, they were multiple years beforehand. Um, Not particularly. Like that, I think that was my final thoughts. Was the guessing there? Yeah. Well, as far as we fucking know, anyway. I do kind of want to get back to Lindling, but I feel like we're going to go through the rest of the roster, of course, or most of the roster anyway. Kinda the whole point, yeah. Or maybe his thing will be part of someone else's, I don't know. Yeah, possibly. No, yeah, I think that's it. Like, that's all I got. Um, Capitalism sucks. All my homies hate capitalism. Play Salt and Sanctuary. Salt and Sacrifice too. At fucking some point, yeah. I would like to like A, be done with it, but also B, I actually fucking figure out what the fuck is going on. So like, I'm still like stuck on like Battler's sin, you know? Is it all? Yeah, that's all we got, right? Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that's right. We ended that stream early because like that's all we had left, but we didn't want to like get into the question marks and have to do all of that at once. Yeah, I remember that now. Yes, all those links. Hopefully next week we'll be back with Escaflowne as well. But honestly, if I'd known that this was only going to be 2 hours long, I would have said like, "Hey, let's watch the intro." But no, we only did 2 hours. So oh well. Yeah, like I'm super looking forward to Escaflowne actually because like I haven't seen it in fucking I don't know like 20 years almost more something like that. So yeah, so like all I remember is the female main character, Portal Fantasy before Isekai was a thing, and the mechs. I think mechs is what got me interested in the first place when I was a kid. So I don't know how big. I don't remember at all how like big of a part of the story the mechs are. I just remember that they exist. That's all I got. It's a, but yeah, like it's super interesting to me, like Escaflowne being a thing, because it's the way that isekai, the genre of isekai got started was actually a shoujo thing, and it's because of stuff like Escaflowne. Like originally, Portal Fantasy, which is what we used to call it before isekai became the common parlance, was shoujo, not shonen, right? Like it wasn't. You didn't have protag kun. You had like actual characters. But like I'm very interested to see now with my 30-year-old mind and knowing so much about isekai and how that genre has developed over time to see like the roots of it again, you know, like to go back and actually like look at it really hard. I'm eager. I'm ready. Let's go. Anyhow, I think that's it. Right? All right. Bye everyone.